What's up, world? What's up, world? It's your boy Tino in this thing. Hope everybody's having a good day. Of course, I had to get on here and talk about the Joe Rogan thing and play the video for you. I know many of y'all come to just to see the video, so I'm gonna play the video real quick of the Joe Rogan compilation, and then we'll get into some dialogue about it. Without further ado, make sure you check out the shirts on my Shopify store. All right, let's get to the video. We'll talk about it in a little bit. Man, this is crazy.
The nigger thing.
Yes, saying the word nigger.
Why? You already said nigger.
D is just like nigger. Saying nigger.
She's calling you a nigger. It's like this
Boy, that he's a nigger and starts calling them niggers. Word nigger. There should be a word like nigger, especially the word nigger. That's our nigger.
niggers.
He says nigger. Guy, a nigger. And then our niggers start saying nigger. Allowed to use the word nigger. Out the word nigger. See nigger. Word nigger. Say nigger, and you couldn't say nigger. What's nigger?
He takes us there. We get out and we're giggling. Oh, we're gonna see Planet of the Apes. We walk into Planet of the Apes. We walked into Africa, dude. We walked in the door and there was no white people.
I'm making this video to talk about the most regretful and shameful thing that I've ever had to talk about public.
I'm gonna stop it right there, and we'll get to the apology in a minute, man. But let's kind of just break that down a little bit. For me, just to hear him say it so loosely and so calmly, even if because his excuse was that he thought that if he was saying it in context, it shouldn't be so offensive, and a lot of the things were taken out of context, so we may be looking at it wrong. But for me, from my perspective, is that if you are sensitive to other people and other people's feelings and the history and the connotation that this word has been used in, then to me, ultimately, you would show enough respect for those people to not even use the word, right? So to me, he knows what he's doing. Joe Rogan's not a dumb person by far. So for him to just to use the word so loosely and so frequently shows that he just his utter disrespect for black people. Period. Man, I don't know Joe, so I can't, but from my perspective, that's what I kind of read into it. And he also goes on to talk about how he walks into the movie theater to go see Planet of the Apes, and he said, I literally walked into the Planet of the Apes. Like there were no white people there. And he kind of jokes about it, and the people on his podcast joking about it. So that lets you know right then and there that even if he's not saying the N-word, is that he has the issue, obviously, with black people, and that's just plain and simple. Now, when he goes into the apology, he talks about how, this is one of the biggest mistakes he's ever made, this, that, and the third. So he admits to having an issue. Now, I'm going to play this apology, and then I'm going to play one more clip by Officer Tatum, which is a black police officer, for those who may not be familiar with who he is. And he goes, I ain't gonna say kind of, he actually defends Joe Rogan. And this is why I have an issue with him and black people who do what he does, And I try to be open-minded and look at both sides of the coin. But in this type of situation, man, I feel like once you look at both sides of the coin, once you try to give a reasonable pass, you just can't justify his actions. You just can't. So we're gonna watch the apology, then come back to it.
There's a video that's out. It's a compilation of me saying the N-word, and it looks fucking horrible, even to me. And there's another clip that I have to address. I was telling a story on the podcast about how me and my friend Tommy and his girlfriend, we got really high. We were in Philadelphia, and we didn't know where we were going. We just got dropped off by a cab, and we got dropped off in this all-black neighborhood. And I was trying to make the story entertaining. And I said, we got out and it was like we were in Africa. It's like we were in Planet of the Apes. And I was just trying to be entertaining. I certainly wasn't trying to be racist. And I certainly would never want to offend someone.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Nah, fam. You can't get, fam. I'm sorry. Come on, man. Like, You couldn't be a black person and get away with saying some stuff like that about another race, especially like, let's say, like, like the Asian community right now, or let's say, if you said that stuff about the Arabs, you like, oh, I got dropped off in. I'm not going to even say it because I feel like it's offensive, and I just think that a person of his caliber and his status, of course, he wants to make his show entertaining, but should know better. Now, I'm going to go ahead and play this video with Officer Tatum, man, who goes on to justify black man from Fort Worth. He's a former police officer, but he's married to a white woman, so he kind of has to pay the fence sometimes. So I'm gonna play his response to it. I just want to get you guys' feedback on this, man. This is crazy. So let's see. All right, so let me find Officer Tatum's video, and I'm just gonna play a little bit of it, and I'm gonna get off of it. All right. So let's see. Here we are. Let me see. There we go. All right, so I got Officer Tatum. For those of y'all not familiar with Officer Tatum, he has a good channel, and I say a reason why I'm gonna say he has a good channel, because for those of y'all who don't just like to side with one side of the story, who likes to look at both sides of the story, both sides of the coin, he always offers a different type of perspective. All right, so this is his perspective, and this is where he lost me at on this one, though. Check it out.
But whenever you're in a situation where you have to say, I'm not racist, you fucked up. And I clearly have fucked up.
That's where you lost me, Joe. You didn't even come on your podcast, man, so you could hear from a real black man and not these cowards in skinny jeans running around crying all day. How did you mess up? This is what I don't understand when people be apologizing. I wish I was these people's PR person. You didn't mess up, bro. If you had no ill intentions when you said the word, they can kiss your, you know what? I feel like, to me, I feel like there's a few people that's in his position that will never apologize for stuff like this. They would never apologize for it. And you shouldn't. Because if you didn't do nothing wrong, then what are you apologizing for? And the part where Joe Rogan said, and I'm gonna let y'all listen to the rest of what he said. I just wanted to get the meat and potatoes of the first part of what he said. But if you are having to say I'm not racist, it's because you're talking to idiots. And you ain't messed up because you have to address with idiots that I'm not racist. And you're not saying you're not racist because it doesn't matter what you really say. You're saying I'm not racist to appease these people. Because I know you ain't racist. You have plenty of black people on your show of all different walks of life. You had Snoop on there. You had Candace on there. You have all kind of black people on your show.
Candace Owens? Come on.
Nobody in their right mind thinks that Joe Rogan is a racist. Nobody. And I get upset sometimes because people as big as Joe Rogan can actually turn the curve on this thing. He need more brothers around him that make sense. Because Snoop and them probably texting him like, yo, bro, you got to apologize, bro. That ain't right. I don't care if you white or not. But real, normal, functional black men will say, bruh, it's a word. You can use the word in context. If people don't like it, it's their fault. They got to work it out on their own. Everybody know you ain't racist. You got people of all races, demographics that watch your show. I watch it all the time. I think it's very interesting. I wish that I could replicate a podcast like Joe Rogan. You ain't got to be apologizing, bro. You ain't got to apologize. You ain't done nothing wrong. They took a clip and put it out of context. It's embarrassing. I get it. You don't want to have to do this. It's an embarrassing thing because you got to justify whatever the case may be. But you ain't did nothing wrong, man. And I hope this is a lesson for all the white people out there, is that you can say what you want to say, and it don't mean you're racist.
And I'm gonna stop it right there, man, because I think he goes on more to talk about how rappers and black people use the N-word all the time, and I guess you right about that point. When it comes down to rap music and a lot of black people when they converse or whatever, they use a form of the N-word, whether it's a slang term or whether it's the one with the ER or whatever, it still could be considered a derogatory term. And it's not really, a lot of black people don't see it as okay to use that type of word, especially when you're around elders of the black community. They don't really want to hear that word. But at the same time, it's a word that's used internally, within that community. And so therefore that doesn't give anyone else a right to say it, especially somebody who doesn't interact with the community or hasn't been given that type of pass, right? So you also have, let's say, like words like, let's just say white trash or rednecks or crackers or whatever. Typically those type of words aren't used by people outside of that community, because I've seen white people call each other like white trash, but you're not gonna have black people call white person that word, those words, without them feeling some type of way about it. So out of respect, you don't even say that. That's not even something that you say to white people. That's just, it's not considered cool, even though it's considered derogatory. So you don't do that. So for me, from my perspective, Joe Rogan knew better, and he definitely, needs to apologize. And as I heard that he's removing like 70 some plus broadcasts off of his show, because he's a conspiracy theory. He has conspiratorial thoughts. I've seen the show before. I watched it a couple of times, and he had Elon Musk on. Yeah, he speaks about some things that really make you want to think. But to me, this is where you start to muddy the waters, and lose some of your following and the potential that you could have. When you start talking about things like that, or saying derogatory type of slang. So, anyways, I hope I don't get dinged too much. I hope YouTube don't ding me for a couple of things that was said in the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the commentary. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, good rest of your week. I had to speak on the Joe Rogan thing, and I'll be back to you soon. I'm out this thing. Peace. Have a good night, everybody.